Space, the final frontier. These are the voyages of a new Trekkie. My 5-year mission to search out Star Trek media, to seek out our fans and merchandise, to boldly go where no fan has gone before.
Greetings and salutations. We're back to looking at episodes of the next
I fucked up.
of Enterprise with episodes The Auguments and The Forge. Let's look at the episode The Auguments first. This is part 3 of a 3-arc story, which started with Borderland and Cold Station 12. And what happened in this episode? The Auguments genetically enhanced humans and Dr. Rick Song, their surrogate father, escaped Cold Station 12 after stealing frozen Augment embryos from storage. And Song plans to hide out with the Augments and raise the embryos, but Malik...
This is boring! This is boring! You're boring! Your life is boring! This episode is boring!
Their leader is tired of hiding and attempts to instigate a war between Starfleet and the Klingons. I thought LeVar Burton actually directed this episode. LeVar Burton did a great job when it comes to directing this episode, and that when it comes to the dramatic elements of, like, say, Song, when he is telling, say, like, you know, his family, Malik, and they say, hey, I'm trying to keep, I know, like, you know, we don't want to hide, but we have to do this because if we don't, they're just gonna, because he doesn't want to cause more harm, because he knows if they cause more harm, they're just gonna, the Augments are just gonna be seen as these individuals that are just violent. And I thought Brent Spiner did a great job as this almost like a father character who has two, you know, like, perspectives. He wants to make sure, like, you know, he wants to, you know, get these embryos so that he can, you know, help, you know, continue the race of the Augments. And at the same time, he realized, like, say, I don't want to go to the
weapons.
Increase speed.
Arm torpedoes. Open a channel. This is Captain Archer. Drop out of warp or we'll disable you.
Sounds pretty confident for a dead man. Aft torpedoes. Target their propulsion systems.
I will be honest, there was one thing that kind of made me confused when it comes to the writing of the episode, is in that Malik says how he brings up Khan, I believe, and at the same time it made me think, like, wait, how is this possible? Because I've always thought that Khan was, like, his story arc does not really, you know, start until the time frame of after the Federation has been fully developed, and when Kirk's
The ship carried many of our brethren, including Khan and the NC.
Botany Bay is a myth. There's no evidence it ever existed.
All records of the launch were destroyed. They didn't want to be followed.
Even if you're right, the ship was lost.
Spock and all them have, you know, entered the fray, unless he is also in Enterprise time frame, which makes me think he would be. I don't know, that caught me off guard and kind of confused me. At the same time, we also get more relationships between T'Pol and Tucker as well, and I thought most of the dramatic aspects of it, the acting was pretty good, and I don't blame Alec Newman, who plays Malik, in that, yes, his character was, I'd say his character was written one-dimensionally. It wasn't, I don't think he was given a ton of, to, make his character fully developed.
My God, how can you be so obtuse?
What did you call me?
Obtuse. You're being obtuse.
2 months in the hole. Or am I being obtuse?
Nope, now you're being acute.
Because, in a way, if the character could have been a Khan Noonien Singh for this show. But, honestly, I think this episode was, actually, I think this episode was pretty good on a 3-arc story. But, let's move on to the episode, The Forge. In this episode, the crew investigates the bombing of the Earth Embassy on Vulcan. The evidence led them to suspect a group called the Sirenites, and Captain Archer and Commander T'Pol seek to cross a unforgiving Vulcan desert known as the Forge to find them. Meanwhile, on the ship, the crew discover that the evidence was planted by elements linked to Vulcan High Command.
Interesting.
So we have a great opening for this episode with the Earth Embassy on Vulcan when it gets attacked, and I kind of like that Admiral Forster, played by Vaughn Armstrong, he has a bit of a friendship with the Vulcans. At the same time, at this point in the storyline, the Vulcans, they still don't fully trust the humans.
Ambassador. Are Vulcans afraid of humans? Why?
Because there is one species you remind us of.
Vulcans.
We had our wars, Admiral, just as humans did.
So they have their little disputes at the times. And we also have the Sirenites, who are a race of race of Vulcans who basically have different perspectives on, say the teachings and all that.
Hi, I'm Tindy. Welcome to the Cerritos. We're going to be training together.
Greetings. I am Talin. Is there someplace quiet where we can discuss my orientation?
First, you gotta meet everyone. Guys, this is my new study.
I think the moment when Archer and T'Pol are on the desert planet, it kind of reminds me a bit of something that would appear on Dune.
The Plain of Blood. Some say Sirach crossed this expanse when the hot blood of battle still flowed green, but with logic, he cooled it.
They're just walking in the desert, but at the same time, it also could have reminded me of what would have happened if there was a sad story involving Khan, if him just being on this planet and all that. And I do like that we are starting to learn more about how there's different factions of the Vulcan race, and we also have a bit of the relationship between T'Pol, her mother, and her supposed husband is still a thing that's going on. I honestly thought the effects of this episode were were pretty good. Say when it comes to this the lightning sandstorm. And it just makes me wonder, when was the first, record of the use of the Vulcan mind meld? Would this be the first use of it on a human? Or would that be something, a different time frame? Because it makes me wonder.
I gotta know! Since when?
Because, say, the Vulcan High Command, because this is a part 1, I think of a 2-part story, it was fairly intriguing. It made me feel say, what's going on next? I was wanting to keep going. I wanted to just feel like, say, it made me think, like, I want to binge watch. I want to binge watch more. And usually, my head doesn't usually think about that. Unless it's a show I really get into.
Ruby Sunday.
Hello, Ruby Sunday. And it's a Sunday right now. That's a coincidence. I'm the Doctor.
Overall, I thought these episodes were pretty good. I like both of them. See you next time.